Jerry B here up in Sacramento, Union Gospel Mission, giving out some shoes to the homeless here. A lot of smiling faces. We got one deal. We give you a pair of shoes. You got to give us a smirk and a photo. And this is the mission of the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, which is a non-profit organization based out of Las Vegas, started by Gene Woods. We're trying to do good things and fill little holes in people's lives the best we can. And today we're up in Sacramento, just doing the best we can. Thanks for supporting us.
Race friends, they're back together again. Live from Daytona Beach, Florida, it's Scratch with a K. And live from Las Vegas, it's Alan Michaels. Right here, right now, on the flagship station, the WCOBM TV network. It's on Pit Road Racing.
Everybody, from a hot 107 degrees here in downtown Las Vegas. Alan Michaels at the WCOBM studios on Fremont Street. My partner in Daytona Beach sitting right there at the Nut Shack studios. Scratch with a K. Good afternoon or good evening to you, sir.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Well, you heard it, and you see the comment that I got right there, man. We're going to talk about this before the day's all over with, because I got some bones to pick today. I'm on fire. I can tell you that. Road course racing in Brazil, road course racing in San Diego, road course racing here, road course racing there. People getting into the shot of the title, and they're not even in the top 16 in the points. We're going to talk all about it right here. You got it, man. We're going to do it on Pit Road Racing. Starts right now.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas. Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
To have you. Yes, indeed. Alan Michaels here, Scratch in Daytona Beach, Florida. There we are, everybody. Good afternoon once again. I want to thank our show partners out there for you, the Gene Woods Racing Experience, located right here at 450 Fremont Street, just right across the way from the WCOBM studios. Our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Atlanta Motorsports Park down in Dawsonville, Georgia, Red One Scooters, and Hammer and Harry's. And Scratch, our commercial from Hammer and Harry's, will be ready next week, and I am proud to welcome the official hotel for downtown Hot Shoe Hall of Fame in the Gene Woods. The El Cortez will be joining us next week, my friend. So, my goodness, man, if you're looking for a good place to stay here in Las Vegas and don't want all the frills and thrills, man, good food, good clean rooms. And I will tell you this, Scratch, the slots slide nice and easy over there, man. I'm telling you, that's what you like, buddy.
I won $1 or two at the El Cortez when I was there, man.
Yeah, man, I'm liking it too. Hey,
I didn't bankrupt them, but I did all right.
You got a shot in there on him, man. Hey, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, just reach out to Diane Fox, 702-803-0875, or drop us a line on Pit Road Racing. Scratch, I'm going to tell you something, buddy. She has got us cooked up next week. Craig Bracken, ARCA driver, is going to be joining us at 3:30 at 4 o'clock. Nancy Matter, NHRA Alcohol Funny Car driver, is going to be joining us on Thursday, July 3rd. Scratch, she is the new phenom in Top Fuel drag racing. Ida Setterstorm will be joining us live on this program. And then we've got Maramy Ashcroft. We're going to the dirt with her. Then the week after that, we've got ourselves Nathan Goodrick, man. He's a super late model driver. And then we're going to pair up with two girls on the dirt on July 10th, Emma Smith and Peyton Getzmeyer. So we are locked and loaded for racing around the country, my friend. We are ready to go.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Scratch, tell us about it. Tomorrow's the big debut day, man. You got the High Banks tomorrow. Tell everybody about it, buddy.
It is, man. Tomorrow is the debut of the High Banks, the newest racing show here in the Volusia County area. It's going to be on 106.9 on your FM dial, 1230 on your AM dial on WSBB. The High Banks will be 5 o'clock Eastern time with me, the WSBB Racing Ambassador, Scratch with a K. We will also have our Racing Around the Country segment with myself and Alan Michaels. And if you missed last week's guest, Hayden Plyden, right?
Hayden Plyborn, that's right.
Plyborn, yeah. If you missed him last week, he will be our guest tomorrow on the High Bank. So we'll have that. We'll cover all the racing action, including some of the local racing action here in the Daytona Beach, Volusia County area. And it's going to be a pleasure to be joined by you, Alan Michaels, for the Racing Around the Country segment. I appreciate you being part of this with me, but tomorrow is the debut, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. WSBB's the call letters, and I'm Scratch with a K, your racing ambassador for this area here. So it's a pleasure. I can't wait. Excited.
There you go. Sure, quickly, if you wouldn't mind, reach down and grab the shoes. Hey, man, we're rolling in some money, man. I had the donation box up this week at the front door. People were throwing $5s, $10s, dollars, a couple of $20. We're raising money. We got to get some shoes for the kids. We got plenty of adult shoes, everybody. Plenty of adult ones. We need some sizes. We need to purchase some sizes, about 3, 4s, and 5s. We got to get some kids. It's summertime. Some of these kids haven't got shoes on their feet. And Christmas time and the holidays will be coming around, so that's what our goal. You can log on right down there on the ticker, and I'll keep it on the screen all day, all the week, or all day long, Scratch, so they can do that. That's for sure. Scratch, you'll get set ready to go around the track. I got racing weather for you. It's brought to you by our good friends at Woods Family Sandwiches, 931 American Pacific, Suite 106 in the Las Vegas Henderson area. Need more information about a pickup or a catering order? Log on to the World Wide Web at wfsandwiches.com. Monster Energy Supercross is off this week, Scratch, so they won't be running in the dirt outside. They're going to take a break. NASCAR's heading to Pocono this weekend. They're looking really good. Partly sunny skies all weekend long. Daytime highs are going to be right up in the middle to upper 70s, dropping off to the mid 50s for our nighttime campers out there. NHRA, buddy, you've got it sunny and hot in Virginia. The NHR racers, man, they've got it warming up. Upper 80s to low 90s with nighttime lows for the campers in the mid 70s. F1 is off this week. IndyCar heads off to Elkhart, Wisconsin this weekend. Hot and sticky down there, Scratch. Daytime high is going to be up in the upper to middle 90s, dropping off to the mid 70s in the nighttime. And if you guys are heading out for the World of Outlaws this weekend in South Dakota, hey, you're going to have upper 80s, lower 90s with a nighttime low, about 70 degrees. Look at the racing weather brought to you by our good friends at Family Sandwiches, 931 Pacific Avenue, Suite 106, Las Vegas and Henderson. Scratch, tell everybody where they're racing around the country today.
Yeah, man, I'm going to take you guys around the track. We got the Monster Energy Supercross Series. As mentioned, they are off, but their round number 22 will be at Southwick, Massachusetts, June 28th. The Progressive Flat Track Series, doubleheader weekend, June 27th and 28th. At Lima, the half-mile Lima in Ohio, that is. Speedway Motorcycle Racing East Coast, June 21st. New York State Championship Round 1. June 28th, Champion Speedway, Hurricane Hank Bassett Cup. West Coast Speedway Motorcycle Racing, June 21st. Flat Track and Speedway Dan Dowding Memorial at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway, June 28th. Bruce Flanders, the Ugly Hawaiian Shirt Night at Industry Hill Speedway. Man, I can empty my closet at that place right there with the Ugly Hawaiian Shirt Night.
I got a couple myself.
I'm sure you do. I love that you just pop in and say that. Boop, disappear again. That's pretty funny. July 20th, round 3, Speedway Racing, Paris Raceway. The Formula One, June 27th, 28th, and 29th. The Austria Grand Prix. IndyCar, that series heads out to Road America in Elkhart, Wisconsin this weekend. NHRA, June 20th and 22nd. the Virginia NHRA Nationals at Virginia Motorsports Park, and NOS Energy Series, 4 days of racing at Brando, South Dakota. NOS Outlaw Late Model Series, June 21st and 22nd. The I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park. High Limit Series, June 26th, 27th, and 28th, Lucas Oil Speedway. Slobbered a little bit. NASCAR ARCA West, July 11th, Sonoma Raceway. ARCA East, Dover Motor Speedway on July 18th. Your trucks are Friday at the Pocono Raceway. Xfinity will be Saturday, this Saturday, also at Pocono Raceway, and as well the Cup is at Pocono Raceway as well. Locally here in Daytona area, at New Smyrna Speedway, it's the NASCAR Advanced Auto Parts Weekly Racing action is returning to New Smyrna Speedway on Melling Performance Night. That is this Saturday. The David Rogers Super Late Model Florida Sunbelt Series storms back with twin 50-lap main events. Also on the card will be the Ashley Holmes Jax Pro Trucks battle it out for a $1,000 win. The always unpredictable Bomber A division plus ground pounding 602 modifieds are ready for their next round. The gates open at 4 and racing begins at 6 o'clock. You can get the event schedule and more info at newsmyrnaspeedway.org. Volusia Speedway Park, our dirt track here. They're not going to race again until the Summer Sizzler Saturday on July 12th. That is out on Highway 40 in Barberville. The summer fun at Volusia Speedway Park will have more Fab 5 action. The time dirt car up modifieds. 604 late models, 602 late models, factory stocks, 3/4 modifieds. They're all going to compete in the new Summer Sizzler, 4 p.m. Gates will open at 6 p.m. Hot laps with racing to follow. That is Saturday, July 12th. You want more information on that? Go to VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com. Hey, Alan, that's racing all over the place right there, man. That's around the track. That's around a lot of tracks right there.
We're going coast to coast with it, man. I want to say hi to Kevin Terrell out there. He's logged on. He said, we finally got the kids to sit down, Kevin. I want to send a message to Kevin. Kevin takes good care of all the bandos and the legend cars. Kevin, the studio is here, buddy. Line your drivers up. You know what time we go. So line them up. Get a hold of Diane, 702-803-0875. Get your drivers lined up. We'll get them in here and have a good time. Go, Scratch.
I wanted to do the boat race. Remember we talked about this last week. I wanted to come out and do the boat race. But when I was looking for info for this event, I didn't see the boat race like listed as the event, as one of the events. That was one of the things I was talking about doing, you know, or if they had like an enduro race or something along those lines, which the closest thing would have been that boat race, right? But if I come out there, then I got to find a car, a trailer, a boat, strip it all down, get it ready in like a couple days, because I can come out for about 3 days. But yeah, that would have been, I would love to come out and figure out how to run something at the bull ring sometime myself. But yeah, that's funny. I just saw Kevin posting about the boat race, and
I saw that, and you know what we're going to do, because we're going to talk NASCAR and what happened this past weekend. We got the NHRA. Scratch and I are going to zip through this today because we've got topics to talk about. And just so Kevin knows, Kevin, take a look. Like that, Scratch. I had that spot ready for him because he wanted us to talk about the bull ring and the Night of Fire. Well, by darn right, there she goes.
There we go. We just did it too. And look, he said he needs drivers for it. Guess what? I'm a driver. I drive junk. I race junk.
There you go. All right, Kevin. So you're watching the show today. If you got a ride for Scratch, if he's got a ride, we'll put him on a plane, man. That's there you go.
Holler at me. I ain't scared. I need a trip to Vegas. Let's go.
Yeah, he's got a place to stay, so there ain't no worried about that. We're only a couple minutes away from Hammer and Harry's, and after Scratch goes out there and whoops her butt, then we'll come down here and suck him $5 margaritas for the rest of the night.
Yeah,
How about
now
that?
we're talking, my friend. Now we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking. All righty. Hey, let's look at it, man. Let's check out from the NASCAR what's going on. The segment brought to you by our good friends at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. Don't forget the Night of Fire coming around for you July 3rd. Tickets are available for you at LVMS.com, or you can pick them up at the gates. And also, the big show returns for the Round of 8, the South Point 400, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Tickets and all the info at LVMS.com. Scratch, talk about the trucks, my friend.
Well, man, we got truck action. As previously mentioned, everybody is going to be at the Tricky Triangle this weekend. But for the trucks, you got Truck Series drivers points heading into this week. Corey Heim, he's at first. Chandler Smith, Daniel Hemrick, Tyler Ankrum, Stuart Friesen. That is your top 5, followed by Rajah Caruth, Grant Enfinger, Lane Riggs, Caden Honeycutt, Ty Majeski. That is the top 10. Outside of the top 10, Jake Garcia, Ben Rhodes, Gio Rigario, Tanner Gray, and Matt Crafton. Alan, you got Xfinity Series, right?
You got it. Hometown hero Daniel Suarez won the Cielo 150 Xfinity race in Mexico City. 4th career victory, his first since claiming the 2016 Series championship at Miami Homestead. Suarez won in a backup car after wrecking during qualifying, leading the race a high 19 laps. Rookie Tanner Gray finished runner-up, charging to the head on the final lap. Austin Hill filled out the podium. Christian Eckes, Connor Zilic rounding out the top 5, and then it's Williams Holwich, Austin Green, Jeb Burton, Harrison Burton, Sammy Smith rounding out the top 10. 6 drivers have made it so far to the run for the championship. Scratch right now: Justin Allgaier, Austin Hill, Connor Zilic, Sammy Smith, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Karsten Quaffel, Jeb Burton, Harrison Burton, Taylor Gray, your top 12. Currently below the line: Ryan Sieg, Nick Sanchez, Daytona's favorite Daniel Dye, still hanging in there. And
hanging in there.
There you go. Tell us about the Cup, my friend.
Yes, sir. SVG. I know it's going to upset some people. I think it upset my broadcast partner. We'll find out a little bit later. But SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen, he won the Viva Mexico 250 NASCAR Cup Series race. The win is his first win of the year, second of his career. Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, Michael McDowell, John Hunter Nemechek, Chase Briscoe, Cole Custer, William Byron, and Chris Boucher. That was your top 10. Van Gisbergen dominated the day. He started from the pole, leading 60 of the 100 laps and had a margin of victory of more than 16 seconds. Ryan Truex, he subbed for Denny Hamlin, who had a baby and decided not to go to Mexico. Well, Ryan Truex finished 23rd. The fastest lap bonus was earned by Kyle Larson. Stage 1 was won by Ryan Preece. Stage 2 was won by Shane Van Gisbergen. There were 14 lead changes among 8 drivers, 6 cautions, 16 yellow flag laps. The average speed of the race was 74.820 miles per hour. 10 drivers in the Cup. They've earned a spot for a chance to win the NASCAR Cup Championship and the playoff standings after Mexico, which was race 16 of 26 of the regular season. Kyle Larson, he's still on top. Denny Hamlin is second. Christopher Bell is third. William Byron is fourth. Ryan Blaney is fifth. Ross Chastain is sixth. Joey Logano is seventh. Austin Cindric, eighth. Josh Berry. Shane Van Gisbergen is now a 10th. Alan. Chase Elliott is 11th. Tyler Reddick is 12th. Bubba Wallace is 13th. Chase Briscoe is 14th. Alex Bowman is 15th. Chris Boucher is right there on the bubble in 16th. Outside of that is Ryan Preece, Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger, and Kyle Busch. Alan. This segment is brought to you by Las Vegas Motor Speedway, LVMS.com. NASCAR returns to the Round of 8, the South Point 400, October 10th, 11th, and 12th. Tickets and all that info is at LVMS.com.
Don't forget the Night of Fire, July 3rd, Thursday, coming up in just about 2 weeks from today. Get your tickets out there. Great fireworks show. I'm looking here. Scratch, just to let you know, I'm in on the comments here. He's going to talk to TJ for you, and maybe we can swing something out.
I'm reading the same comments. And you know, I saw his comment. I know we're going to talk about it a little bit later. about Dale Jr. crew chief in this weekend.
Yep.
There's an opinion on that too. That's going to be cool, really. But I'm sure we're going to talk about that a little bit later too. So.
We got that in the chat topic. So we're going to take a quick break. 1 minute. We come back. We've got the NHRA, and then we're going to also just swing it right into dirt racing because we're going to get this up because we've got a lot of talking to talk racing with today. Quick break on Pit Road Racing. Scratch, take us to the break, my friend.
Hey, that is Alan Michaels live in one of my favorite cities in the whole entire world, Las Vegas. I am down here in Daytona Beach, right on the old beach course where they used to run before they built the Daytona International Speedway. I'm Scratch with a K. This is on Pit Road Racing.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
Test your skills right here with us at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, everybody. I'm telling you, Scrap, let's go ahead and let's roll with the NHRA. Take it away, my friend.
Oh, let me go dig it up real quick.
Oh, but you dig that up.
Let me dig that up real quick.
Yeah, the Night of Fire coming up. Get your tickets, lvms.com. They're at the gate, man. Local racing, get out. Whether you're here, your new Smyrna Beach has got a good gig this weekend. If you're over towards the North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Georgia area, there's local tracks like you wouldn't believe. Midwest has got tracks. The West Coast up in Washington has got local tracks. In fact, now that you mentioned our buddy Hayden Blyborn, man, he picked up another victory last Saturday night, buddy, in Seattle, Washington. So he's cooking.
Nice. Right after we talked to him. Nice.
You got it, Paul? You ready to go?
Yeah, ma'am. Time for a look at the NHRA, and this segment is brought to you by Hammered Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with attitude, and home of the $5 margarita, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. And if things work out, I might be racing a car and drinking about $30 worth of margaritas in another week or so.
You got it. The series had the week off, and the NHRA is moving south to South Virginia for the Virginia Nationals. All the series will be running up there. Tony Stewart still leading the points thing. Man, in fact, speaking of the points, Scratch, tell us all about the points and who's leading what.
I'll give you a look at the points, and it's going into this weekend at the Virginia. Tony Stewart, smoke. He's on the top of the top fuel. And Sean Langdon is just 71 points behind him. You got funny car, Austin Proctor. He's 31 points ahead of Paul Lee. Pro Stock, Greg Anderson with Dallas Glenn, 67 points back. Pro Stock Motorcycles, Gage Herrera with Matt Smith at 46 points back.
Coming back with Racing with the Dirt next. This segment is brought to you by our good friends at Hammer and Harry's. Good food, fun times, service with an attitude. Home with a $5 margarita. They're located at 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. Hammer and Harry's /Fremont Street if you want to catch them on the World Wide Web. I had lunch over there. Scratch, my old original partner. I don't know if you remember old Michael Price, MP buddy that had the Final Countdown show.
I do.
Mike stopped by yesterday, and him and I went out and had lunch, and we were looking at the calendars and pictures, and it's been 15 years, man, since we debuted on Pit Road Racing here in Las Vegas. So
back in my Vegas Ambassadors of Hospitality days.
There you go, man. When we was all at the KLIV, Van R, and all that. Yes, indeed. You got it. Let's take a look at Racing at the Dirt, men segment brought to you by our good friends at the Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas. Only true indoor drift track. More information, gokartslasvegas.com, where on that website, Folks, if you take a picture of the website, take a picture of that $5 off, everybody walking through the door with your party gets $5 off. So you go from 30 to 25 bucks, 15 laps around that track and have a good time, drift and scratch. Tell us all about the NOS Energy Series, my friend.
Sure, the NOS Energy World of Outlaws Premier Chevy Dealers Clash Night 1 winner was David Gravel. The World of Outlaws Premier Chevy Dealers Clash Night 2 winner was Corey Day. Here's a look at the point standings after the weekend. The points were updated just this June 14th, so they're pretty fresh. David Gravel is on top with Michael Kofoid is in second. Carson Macedo in third. Logan Schuchart, he's fourth. And Sheldon Hodenschild, he is fifth. The World of Outlaws Real American Beer Series has had a couple of weeks off. The series is back in racing action between June 20th and 29th with 7 nights of racing on the itinerary at 6 different tracks. I-55 Federated Auto Parts Raceway Park, St. Louis Firecracker Face-Off, June 20th and 21st. Independence Motor Speedway on Monday Madness, June 23rd. I-94 EMR Speedway Fergus Falls Showdown on June 26th. River City Speedway Grand Forks Showdown, June 27th. Norman County at the Norman County Raceway Showdown, June 28th. Nodick Speedway, Minot Mayhem, June 29th. The World of Outlaws Real American Beer Series points standings. First is Bobby Pierce, 88 back in second is Nick Hoffman, 134 back in third is Ryan Gustin, and Drake Troutman is in fourth, 198 points back. Racing news from the dirt. This segment brought to you by Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street, Las Vegas, and it's Nevada's only true indoor drift track. Go Karts, LasVegas.com. Spell karts like you spell my name with a K. 702-270-8100. There's a phone number. You can call Alan right now. Tell him hello.
You got a quick break. When we come back, high limits, and we'll move it right on to F1 and IndyCar. Is on pit road racing continues. Alan right here in Las Vegas. Scratch down at the Nutcheck Studios in Daytona. Back in them 60 seconds, everybody.
Welcome to my world. Handicap man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. I'm not we, but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone.
Come on! What the is awesome.
We're going to get our way down there in September, buddy. We are going to check this place out. I've already got the hookup. Mr. Our good friends down there at Atlanta Motorsports Park, man, Jeremy and those guys are getting us our hotel things. We got some information getting to a scratch, so we'll get ourselves set up and ready to go. Hey, we're going to take a look at high limits. Right after that, we're going to shut at you and get the results from F1 and IndyCar, wrapping it up with motorcycle racing. Then Scratch and I, we've got some topics to chat about today, including Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be sitting on top of a pit box this weekend. All kinds of good stuff out there. Scratch, take it away, my friend. High Limits Racing.
Yeah, High Limits Racing. This report is brought to you by Red One Scooters. You need some mobility help? Contact our good friends at Red One Scooters, 702-713-0587 to make your reservation. You need to get around? Call Red One.
Series has had a couple of weeks off, but they're heading to the Lucas Oil Speedway for 3 days of racing, kicking it off on June 26th, June 27th, and June 28th. Currently, right now, on top of the points, it's Brad Sweet with 1,086, Rico Bruback back there, Brent Marks, along with Tyler Courtney, Aaron Rutzel, Justin Peck, Tanner Thorson, Casey Kane sitting in 8th spot. Spencer Baston in 9th. And Chase Randall rounding out your top 10 as the series gets ready to head back into action next week. Scratch, go ahead.
Yeah, that report was brought to you by Red One Scooters. You need some mobility help, you contact our good friends at Red One Scooters, 702-713-0587 to make your reservation. And you need to get around, call Red One.
First lady just checked in. She's in there with us today, man. She's keeping the apartment. Boy, I'm telling you, it was so hot this morning. Even Charlie the cat ran for the closet this morning. It was so hot down there. Let's talk a little F1 and let's talk a little F1 in IndyCar. You take it away, Scratch. Go for it.
Yeah, man. This segment is brought to you by our partners at the Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, you can phone them at 678-381-8527 or check out their website, atlantamotorsportspark.com. Atlanta Motorsports Park is the country club of motorsports. I can't wait to go see it myself.
The NWT IndyCar session got to get to the Archways in St. Louis, just outside of it for this past weekend. It was Kyle Kirkwood picking up the win, Patio Ward, Christian Rasmussen up on the podium, along with Scott Dixon and your buddy, Santino Ferrucci. He rams up in the top 5 finishing spots. You got the points after that. Scratch, tell us all about it. And I'm sorry I left Detroit. It should be after St. Louis. Go ahead.
That's okay. It's funny because every time I roll somebody's names with the R's, you call them my buddy. Just because I like to roll the R's. You know what I mean? Ferrucci. Anyway, point standings after Detroit. Alex Palou. Oh, that's not right. You just said that.
Yeah. Forgot to take Detroit out, put St. Louis in. Go ahead. They're right.
Yeah. I read it anyway, even after you say that. It doesn't matter. Point standing after St. Louis. Alex Palou, 335 points. He is at first. Pato O'Ward is 262 points in second. 260 points, just 2 behind second. There is Kyle Kirkwood. Kristen Lundgaard is has 221 points. He is at fourth. And in fifth, Scott Dixon with 206 points. Scott Dixon.
Good run for, I'm going to tell you, both Kirkwood and Dixon this weekend. Great runs because they definitely moved up. Dixon, and in fact, when we get into the chat topics, I can show you just how far they moved up. Real quickly, F1 racing from Canada, Mercedes driver George Russell. Then it was Max V, Kimi Antonio, Oscar Piastri, and Charles Leclerc. Your top 5. Scratch, you've got the point standings after they get done with Canada. Go for it, my friend.
Yeah, Oscar Piastri. Piastri. Okay, so I can't pronounce them all right. He is at first. He is from Australia. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but anyway, Lando Norris. He's at second. Max Verstappen. He is at third. George Russell. He's at fourth. He's from Great Britain.
Yeah, I know that, man. In fact, we got a guy that came in to run the go-karts today. He ran professional karting and slide cars in the UK. And his real guy's name was Henry, man. And I got to be hooked up with Diane. And so we're going to get this guy. Hey, the segment brought to you by our partners, Atlanta Motorsports Park. For more information, give Jeremy Porter and the crew a call, 678-381-8527, or you can log on to atlantamotorsportspark.com. Atlanta Motorsports is the country club of motorsports. Scratch, we're going to take a quick break. We'll pay a bill or two when we come back. It's motorcycle racing, and then we're going to do some chatting, and we're going to do some talking because I got some bones to pick today on Pit Road Racing. In fact, Scratch, take us to the break, my friend.
Hey, that's Alan Michaels. He is in the WCOBM studios in Las Vegas. I am Scratch with a K down in Florida at the Nut Shack Entertainment Studios. We will be right back together for On Pit Road Racing.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
You got it right, Sam. And the wind's blowing. Things are really rocking and rolling here today. That's for sure. You
I can't see outside
this-
of this room right now.
You got new racing in New Smyrna this weekend. Bull ring coming up for you. The Night of Fire. Well, I'll be out there. In fact, I think I'm going to the Night of Fire. I'm not going as a reporter. I think I'm just going to go out, pay my $10 at the door or $12 at the door. I don't care what it is. I think I'm going to grab me a bull ring hot dog, a nice cold frosty beverage, and I think I'm just going to sit in the stands and watch the racing.
Well, if I'm lucky, you'll be out there turning a wrench or something.
Oh God. That's something you don't
You'll
want
be
to do.
out there with me. You'll be out there with me doing something, man, cleaning a windshield, something.
Well, if you make it out here, then I'll come do something for you. I'll clean a windshield, sweep the pits, or wipe the trailer down, or whatever you want.
I'll enjoy a bull ring hot dog, will you?
Yeah, and after you
$5
get
margaritas at Hammer Harry's afterwards.
yeah, well, and we can get us a nice frosty cold one as soon as you get done racing too. That's no problem.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Sounds good.
We'll see if we can get you lined up. We'll talk a little bit of motorcycle racing. Take us to it, Scratch.
Let's do it, man. This segment's been brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers in the motorcycle industry, icons past and present. For more information, log on to hotshoehof.com. As you see that bottom line right there going down, we need shoes for kids, so donate. It's right there on the bottom line, Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, hotshoehof.com. Go to it. Donate now.
And when you do that, it's totally tax deductible. 100% free of your donation goes to strictly to buy those shoes. Nothing else goes to it. It goes right to that. And there's the form. There's everything right there. Fill it out and you get a tax deduction. Monster Energy News this week. The series is heading to Southwick, South Dakota. Round number 22 of the 2025 Monster Energy Series. Yeah, yes, indeed. Looking good out there for that. Also, Scratch, you've got the Progressive, man, because they're getting ready for the Lima Half Mile. Tell us all about the point standings and everything happening in the Progressive American Flat Track Series.
Yeah, man, they are headed to Lima, the half mile. After 5 events, the points look like this. Super Twins point standings is Brian Bauman is at first, Dallas Daniels second, Davis Fisher in third. The AFT singles, Tom Drain is first, Chase Sathoff is second, Trevor Bruner is third. Alan?
You got it in AMA Speedway Motorcycle Racing News Speedway National Championship round number 1, June 21st, coming up at Bakersfield. AMA Super National Championship round number 2, August 9th at the Industry Hills Speedway. The AMA Super National Championship Finals is going to be September 19th at Fast Fridays. And the AMA Super Nationals Under 21 Championship returns back to Bakersfield October 11th. Scratch, before you get into the close, I just got a quick brief from the AMA. The American Motorcycle Association, their Hall of Fame class has been announced, so we'll talk about this next week, but I wanted to give a shout out. Dana Bell for leadership and rights, Chris Carter, ambassador and industry. And let me flip the page over here. Then we've got Colin Edwards, Rose Racing, Joe Knopp on the dirt track out there. And let's see, and also Chad Reed, motocross and supercross racer. So we're going to talk about those guys next week, but I wanted to throw that in because that just came across the line late this afternoon that the AMA, the American Motorcycle Association, has nominated and inducted their newest members into the Hall of Fame there. And go ahead and finish.
Congratulations on that right there, man. I feel like you got people behind the scenes there, man. I got nobody over here. I got nobody.
It's just you and me. It's just you and me. That's
like
it.
you got people that are like, here, say this. Okay. This segment was brought to you by the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, celebrating and preserving the memories of great motorcycle racers and the motorcycle industry icons, past and present. More information, log on to hotshoehof.com. It's going right across the ticker at the bottom. Donate so we can get some shoes to some kids and other folks.
We'll do it one more time, and we'll come back, and Scratch and I are going to talk racing. Buddy, take us to the break.
Hey, man, one more time. That's Alan Michaels right there in Las Vegas. Oh, man, a city I love with all my heart. And I am Scratch with a K right here in Daytona Beach, a city that I love with a piece of my heart. And we'll be right back with more On Pit Road Racing.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Are you ready for the wildest ride on Fremont Street? The Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171 on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. Open 7 days a week, noon until midnight. Strap yourself in, pull your safety belts tight, and feel the power and the speed at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience. Downtown Las Vegas, Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street, suite number 171, right on the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Fremont Street. What are you waiting for? Log on, get your tickets now. It's time to go racing at the Gene Woods Racing Indoor Go-Kart Track Experience, 450 Fremont Street, downtown Las Vegas.
I am here at Scratches at the Nutshot Studios in Daytona Beach, Florida, just right outside of the Turn 3 turn-up bar. Where all the sand was rocking and rolling back in the day, man.
Yeah.
You know, Scratch, I would have really liked to have been down there. I mean, I think they ran it they ran that in the mid-late 50s or whatever it was. The big track was built in 59,
Yeah.
I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in 1960, so I guess I would have missed out. But man, I see video clips, but wouldn't it have been a cool thing to be down there?
Yeah, it's pretty neat. I have a big old picture in my living room of the beach course that it's a big poster. It's framed, and I have it down in my living room, which is it's just awesome to see. And then, when they do, so before the 500, they always have the vintage car parade here.
Right.
I believe I've talked to you about it before and mentioned it or whatever. Maybe we'll get a little video together. I mean, I have video of other stuff of past ones, but maybe this year we'll get a little video of it and put it here on the show. But the vintage race car parade that they do, and they start, down at the north turn, which
Right.
is the building that was right at the turn in the north part of it. And they take it all the way down right in front of where I live, right in front of my house, right on A1A. And they take it all the way down A1A, and they go down on the beach where they used to go down on the beach. And then they come all the way back up the beach to the north turn up there. And they run the beach course with this vintage race car parade. And man, it is, if you never got to see racing on the beach, which I never did, and you never did, and you know what I mean? But it is, you kind of feel it a little bit. Even though it's slow, it's a parade, it's all kinds of different old vintage race cars, you still get an idea of probably how cool it would have been to watch them racing on the beach. The beach part, even the asphalt part, but still, just the point of them racing on the beach, you at least kind of get a feel, because the parade is amazing. I can only imagine what the racing was like.
You got it. We got a little chat topics, a lot of discussions coming up here, and Scratch is going to get it started. And of course, we're going to talk with Dale Earnhardt Jr. I've got some stuff here from the Mexico City, the point standings, all kinds of good stuff. Scratch, go ahead and take it off. We'll give each other a chance to comment on everything, but you got the over. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Josh Bilicki coming back into racing, Ashton.
Yeah, well, Josh Bilicki, he's going to join Nice Motorsports beginning at Lime Rock Park. He's an accomplished driver. He's joined Nice Motorsports to make a select NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series starts for the team's number 44 Chevrolet Silverado RST beginning on June 28th, again at Lime Rock Park. Bilicki, a NASCAR veteran who has made over 225 plus starts in the top 3 National Series Cup, Xfinity, and Truck, began his racing career competing on road courses, starting in go-karts before moving up through the sports car ranks. Bilicki has won several races in different racing disciplines. In addition, his debut with the team in Lime Rock, Bilicki's schedule will later include a start in the inaugural NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race held on the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval layout on October 3rd. That should be interesting.
Should be. Really, he's a friend of mine. He became a friend of mine, Scratch, on my LinkedIn page. And so Diana's hooked up with him. We're good friends with all the people at Nice Motorsports. So we're going to give a shout out and see if we can't talk to Josh. Because, man, somebody's starting back in them go-karts and working his way up, man. Let's talk to that guy. He's got some.
You know what? I'd imagine just for some reason, you mentioned go-karts, and I look at him running that truck at Charlotte on the Roval, and I think, hey, you know what? He'd probably be pretty good at it. I don't know. I kind of, I relate go-kart experience into road course stuff because
right.
That's so yeah. So I feel like that might I think he might do all right there, man. I don't know. That's just my feeling, man.
Well, here's the big news, man. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to be filling in for his crew chief, Hunter Zillich, at Pocono. NASCAR Hall of Famer Dale Earnhardt Jr. pulling double duty this weekend at Pocono Raceway, along with being the analyst for the Cup Series race on Prime Video. He will also fill in for Marty Lindley, the crew chief of the number 88 Chevrolet in the Xfinity Series for Connor Zillich. Apparently, Mr. Lindley had a week suspension. Well, what they decided to do is defer it, so he's going to step up in there. I believe this is the first time in competition wise in a big series that Dale Jr. is going to step up. Thoughts and your opinions about Dale Jr., not only the driver, team owner, broadcaster, crew chief. Tell me about it, Scott.
Is there anything he can't do? I don't know. You know, like I think I've told this story. I used to be a Junior fan. I was a Dale Earnhardt hater. You know, out of the, you know, you hated him or you loved him. Well, I was on the hater side. Of course, we lost a legend. I got nothing but respect for Dale Earnhardt. But Dale Earnhardt Jr., for whatever reason, I liked him, right, until he went to Hendricks, because I don't like Hendricks Motorsports. And then I kind of just said, okay, whatever, bye. Even though I liked Truex still also. Okay? Long story short. I've earned way more respect for Junior now since retirement, I think. I mean, the dude owns 4 very competitive Xfinity Series teams, sometimes 5. Even the 5th one can win a race,
right?
When you come to Junior Motorsports. They are running a top-notch organization at Dale Earnhardt, at DEI. I wish, at Junior Motorsports. They are running a top-notch organization there. This dude can do everything, in my opinion. He is to the stock cars what Tony Stewart is to racing in general. And so I say that by saying this: if Tony Stewart can be competitive in top fuel, top notch, I don't see why Dale Jr. can't get on top of a pit box. I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing.
I think he does. He's turned enough wrenches in his life. I totally agree. I wanted to point this out. The ratings came out 2.9%. 2.9 this weekend on Prime's video coverage, whether you like the Mexico race or not. And of course, they got one more coming up in Pocono. I mean, the comments that are coming in, and I think I said this before, I like the way they're doing this. It's not suit and tie. It's not all this fluff and fold stuff. They're in dress shirts, button-down dress shirts, collars open. You know, I mean, and they're doing what they are. And the best thing, and I've said it, I say it one more. Dale Jr. is being Dale Jr. Prime is trying not to they're not forcing him to be a broadcaster or sound like a broadcaster. He's a race car driver giving his views, and he has done one hell of a job. That whole team has done one hell of a job.
They're drinking beer in the post-race show. I mean, they're doing stuff that is
solo cups. I love it.
Yeah, they're doing stuff that's just, it's great, you know. And then the coverage, you know, it was the lowest viewership though since 2017, but it was the youngest audience. It was the youngest audience to have tuned in on Prime, and their post-race show, ironically enough, actually had 1.07 million viewers and was the largest in Prime's 4 races so far. So the post-race show, and that's why I brought up the beer.
Hey,
I think it's great, man. I think they're doing great.
I really do, and okay. All right, Mexico City penalties. The number 44 Xfinity team hit with a lug nut violation following the runner-up finish at Mexico City. Taylor Gray's number 44 team was hit for a $5,000 fine for improperly installing a lug nut violation, section 8.8.10, blah, 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 tires and wheels of the NASCAR book. All right, tell me about Brazil, man. I can see this is getting, I see we're getting ready to go there. Come on.
Well, recently, the NASCAR commissioner, Steve Phelps, came to Brazil during the NASCAR Brazil round at Interlagos in his first international engagement after the promotion. When asked about Brazil's chances, Phelps didn't shy away from answering, "I don't know when we'll get to Brazil." He admitted, "I'd like to see it happen. Obviously, we need all parties to come together to understand how important it would be for NASCAR in general," which I don't think it'd be important at all, and for the category. But I personally would be very excited about it. There were previously talks to get the Clash to Brazil, which would suck. That's my opinion. But those talks never advanced, and the race will remain at Bowman Gray Stadium for 2026. Phelps is also looking forward to the Mexican event that takes place later this month, which is now, right? Which will be the I got you though. But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this once, man. I don't think Brazil. I'm cool with Mexico. Let me tell you real quick, since we're talking about Mexico and Brazil and all this other stuff, I'm cool with that Mexico race. I actually thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it myself. I thought Taylor Gray, is that who finished second? Taylor Gray, right? Or Tanner Gray? Taylor Gray. Anyway, I think Taylor Gray could have got to Suarez's bumper and moved him, and I think he didn't. I think he was right there, and he didn't move him. And I think he didn't move him because it was him, and he was in Mexico. That I'll say that about the Xfinity race, because he definitely got right up on him right there towards the very end, and I thought he could move him. But I'm okay with the Mexican race. And one thing I liked too was the way they drove through the grandstands right there in that one spot. I thought that was the neatest thing I ever saw. To be honest with you, I've never seen that. I guess I've never seen that place before, but I thought that was pretty neat. I'm okay with the Mexico race.
They run the F1 here. Yeah, they run F1 there. F1 is there. Go ahead. Go on to the next one.
I'm okay. I'm okay with the Mexican race. I'm not so keen on the Brazilian race. And you want to talk about this right here. All right. Well, NASCAR is working towards finalizing a deal to race on a street course next year in San Diego area. Multiple industry. I can see you turning red already. Street course next year in San Diego area. Multiple industry sources told The Athletic, which could return its Premier Cup Series to the Southern California market after multi-year absence. NASCAR and Sports San Diego, the city's sports tourism commission, declined to comment. Adding a race in San Diego would accomplish NASCAR's stated goal of returning to the Southern California, a move likely to be popular in the garage and throughout the sports landscape. You're part of the sports landscape, Alan. What are you thinking about that?
Okay, keep going. I'm going to let you finish.
All right, you're going to let me finish? All right. I feel like you want to say something. It would be the first points. NASCAR last race in Southern California in 2024 when it held the final 3 straight season opening exhibition races on a purposely built oval inside the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. How San Diego would fit within the 2026 schedule is not yet clear, and current race would have to be dropped to accommodate any addition, as the schedule is presently at its 38 race cap, 36-point races plus 2 exhibitions. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, I sure do. And then we'll get on to this other thing.
Unleash the fury. Let it go.
Okay. So if they drop a race, there's basically one track left that they could lose a race at, and that's it. Martinsville. They're not going to take 2 away from Daytona. They're not going to take a second race away from Talladega. I can tell you that right now. That ain't happening.
Nope.
Okay. So if you look at everything else, SMI, unless NASCAR wants to pull this and go to SMI and jerk one of the races out at Vegas, Charlotte, Kentucky, New Hampshire. Okay. Pocono's already lost 1 race. They lost a race because of that Chicago crap. Okay. So really what's left is Martinsville. That would be so sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see him take away Martinsville for a street course. I can tell you that I'm one of those guys. This is one of those things where we slightly disagree, only because and I know we're going to get into this whole thing the whole thing earlier with Richard Petty and all this other stuff, but man, I am a fan of this road course racing. I'm a fan of these street courses. I'm just a fan of it. I don't know, because it's different. It's neat. I don't know. I like it. And I think that's against some of the grain with some of the NASCAR purists. But I mean, I go back as far as, the 70s with being a race fan, and I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm not okay with. It's unfortunate if it goes to at a cost of something. I wouldn't want it to cost Martinsville. That's where I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, I'm not
okay with it. I wouldn't be okay with losing a Daytona or a Talladega race or a Martinsville race or something like that. I would look and see where a market is that sucks, that you only got 1 race, and eliminate that. You know what I mean? Before I would eliminate anything like a Talladega, a Daytona, or a Martinsville.
Texas has already lost 1.
Yeah.
Texas has already lost 1. You know what? You want to go to California?
Sell tickets or lose your race. That's what I say about that.
Okay. you spend all this money to destroy in Fontana, what
True.
you said that you were going to rebuild into a short track less than a mile or less. The
How's that
property's been scraped. Now you want to take. Listen, I agree that you like this, but this is the thing about stock cars, and I'm staying with this. Stock cars, it's fine with Sonoma and it's fine with Watkins Glen because sort of Sonoma replaced Riverside. Okay,
Okay.
that was fine. Quit trying to make this sport something it's not. NASCAR. NASCAR is not street racing. NASCAR is not built-in circuit racing as far as left to rights. Stock car racing is on an oval track, be it a short track, a medium track, an intermediate track, or a super speedway track.
You're
Trying
missing one.
Okay.
What about a dirt track?
Okay. I would use it.
That's
I
old
think I
school.
would
That's old school NASCAR.
I do. I agree. So that I'm okay. But trying to make this into something that it's not. This is not F1. This is not an IndyCar. I'm going to tell you this. I said this last week, and I talked to some people again this week. NASCAR is a joke in the UK. It is a joke. They don't care about it over there. They don't like it over there. They think it is nothing more than a bunch of southern redneck hillbillies drinking beer, smoking cigarettes that used to haul bootleg liquor. That's what they think.
I camped out in the infield at Daytona. That's kind of what it is.
Right. Well, of course that's what it is.
I'm just saying. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying 100%. I again, don't mind the road courses and don't mind the, like, okay, here's an example. I mentioned to you, you left one out and I said dirt, right? It was cool. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather not see them put dirt on Bristol.
No.
It was cool. It was cool, but I'd rather not see them do that. I'd rather see Bristol be Bristol, and I'd rather you go to Eldora or whatever.
Well,
whatever.
There is no more dirt at Bristol. It's done.
Right. But I'm saying though, if you're going to race dirt, I'd rather see you go run one of these great dirt tracks around the country that are around here. I mean, Volusia Speedway Park here, and I believe it was when it was asphalt though. Used to run the Grand National Series here. That's a wonderful track right there. It needs, probably some updates to run a Cup Series, but Eldora, any of the finer dirt, there's plenty of awesome dirt tracks in the country. You don't got to make one out of Bristol. All right.
I got no problem with it. And I agree with that you're trying to do this. It's just like, it was fun watching F1 go up and down the Las Vegas Boulevard. It was fun the first year. It was cool. The lights, the marquees, everything flashing and all this and that. Build a permanent facility out here and let F1 run that. Like they did Silverstone, like Silverstone is in Germany, England. They built that's where they race them at. That's where all the races, but the same thing. Now here's my bet. I sort of left this to you. I said, let's talk about the Mexican race. They hold 135,000 seats. They couldn't even put 40,000 in there. Now, you know what the breakup was on this? The breakup was like 47 to 50% of the people that came there were from Mexico. The other 33% of them were from Mexico City. Americans had a tough time getting there. And I'm going to tell you the real pissed off thing that made me about this race. It upset me. They run it on Father's Day.
Okay.
They go out of the country on Father's Day. We're kids. You know what? I don't blame Denny Hamlin. I wouldn't have taken my kid down there. I did not see any pictures from Kyle Busch and Brexton. I believe Samantha went with him, but I didn't see any kids down there. And that's what really upset me the most.
Yeah, I can see that.
That you took a race that you didn't even fill a third of the seats for. Then you take it to Father's Day. You take the drivers and the crews out of the country so they can't be, at least if it would have been, I would have been, you know what? I would have relaxed a little bit on this Mexico City race if they ran Pocono last weekend so that the families could have been together, so the kids could have been with their moms and dads. The crew chiefs could have had their kids there, the drivers, the sportscasters, they all could have been there to celebrate Father's Day. So here's what I got to say to that. Here's what I got to say. Are you watching? Bang. Get your act together, NASCAR. Get your act together. because you totally screwed that up.
I knew you were turning red earlier.
I'm just, when they said that, and Diane and I were watching the race, and I'm sitting there thinking, and I'm watching the pits, and I'm watching the lineup, before the national anthem where the teams come out, and the drivers usually have their wives or their better halves with them. And if they do have kids, they bring the kids. And I'm sitting there thinking, man, it's Father's Day. My kid's back in the United States. I'm down here. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I can see. I get that. That's totally understandable, and would make more sense to do something other than that.
I'm just, and just, you're going to San Diego. San Diego has high dollar IT people and a huge military base there.
Huge.
I don't know. I just don't know. Hey, you got some news about something that happened on the way to ARCA team. Can you talk about the Venturinis?
I think I can. Let me see. Right there. There we go. Yeah, man. The Venturini hauler, Venturini Motorsports, the hauler caught fire on its way to Elko Speedway. So it's one of the most successful organizations in the history of the ARCA Menard series. But they had some big problems heading into this weekend's Shore Lunch 250 at Elko Speedway in Minnesota. And while they were on their way there, the hauler carrying a race car and equipment for Venturi Motorsports caught fire, briefly shutting down a part of the Interstate 40 in Jefferson County, Tennessee. That happened, let's see, when did that happen? Anyway,
Yeah, it happened this morning.
It did. It happened this morning. That's right. The exact location of the fire was on Interstate 40 west of exit 417 near Dandridge. So according to the Dandridge fire chief, the semi-truck hauling the trailer with the ARCA Menard series vehicle inside caught fire at about 11 a.m., which subsequently shut down the interstate while they did cleanup efforts. Inside of the hauler was the number 55 Yahoo Toyota Camry XSE, Toyota Driver Development T2D, competitive Isabella Robusto will pilot in this weekend's short track race. Despite the fire, the fire department says that the race car was undamaged. So they're going to be able to race the race car, but the hauler caught fire. There's a picture of it I noticed on here too. That it's on SportsIllustrated.com. That's where we found that story.
I want to thank my friend Pat Beatty that we had his son and his family on a couple of weeks ago. Pat's down there. Pat's making some arrangements. We're locking in Wyatt Miller. If you don't know who Wyatt Miller is, look him up on YouTube. He is the grandson of Dale Earnhardt Sr., the nephew to Junior right there. This kid is just kicking butt and taking names. And of course, you know who his team leader is his mother, Kelly Earnhardt Miller. So
ain't nobody better to lead the way to her, is there?
I'm going to tell you that, and I know Diane is so excited because when we get that, Diane's going to be part of this because she wants to know how. You got to think about this, Scratch. How this woman is handling. Not only does she got Wyatt, there's two other girls that race in this program with them. Okay, so she's handling that. She is basically the head charge, the head cheese over at Junior Motorsports. I mean, it's Junior and it's that, but I mean, she's the one doing Junior's doing work, but she's the one doing the work, okay, the real work. Then she's got to deal with him too. How in the hell do you put all this together and keep your mind totally sane? And we want to ask Kelly Earnhardt Miller just that question. How do you do it? How does a woman working in motorsports keep a young kid race team going, keeping 4 and, as you said, sometimes 5 cars on the track, and all that, plus all competitive, and plus you got your brother that's doing his thing. He's broadcasting. He's going to be on a pit box this weekend. He's racing super late models at some of the local and competitive. How do you keep this all in? I mean, this is going to, and to talk to Wyatt and to talk to Wyatt Miller too, because I'm telling you that Carter Beatty and this Wyatt Miller coming up, these are the next 2 big sensations. One's going to stay to dirt. One's going to stay, I think, to the asphalt. So it's going to be something to see. I don't care. I put a clip in there about the whole thing with 23 in front row. I read an update, so you can junk that story because the judge, they had a panel today, and the judge, we'll find out sometime tomorrow, the news break after it's all done. The judge just pretty much went to their lawyer, to Front Row and 2311's lawyers, and said, what do you want? So I guess they're going to state their terms, and we'll see. But, you know, like I said, out of this season so far, there's only been 4 events that have had 40 racers in it. So really, do you need the charter or not? Because you're going. I mean, his cars are fast enough to get in on time.
Listen, I was going to say, I don't think somebody's going to show up to the track and on a consistent basis, or show up to a Daytona and outrace 2 of the top teams in the Cup Series. I mean, Front Row's maybe in the middle, and but 2311's fairly competitive most of the time, man.
Bubba's doing well.
Yeah, they're point. 2 out of the 3 cars are definitely racing for a championship, so to speak. So, yeah, man, I don't think anybody's going to show up consistently and outrun them. Nobody's showing up consistently to even take an extra spot in most of these races. So we'll see how it all goes down. I mean, a lot of times when you have 1 of something or 36 of something, it's valuable.
Right.
But when you have 36 of something and 36 cars are showing up for 40 spots, it's not so valuable, is it?
Well, it is. There it is. All right. I know he's your guy. I know you like him. I like him too.
Oh, yes. I know where we're going now.
And I'm leaving this one to you. I'm going to give you a chance to rant and tell me what you think about it. Well,
yeah,
apparently, Mr. Carson Hocevar from Spire Motorsports, during his live stream, admitted a couple of things that he did. He got a fine of $50,000. You think that is? I mean, what did he say? Did he call Mexico a dirty place to live or something like that?
I think the word that he used was shithole, to be honest with you.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
Okay.
He had referenced it on a podcast, and I think that's the term that he used. And again, I'm not for sure, but I want to say that's exactly what I saw. He was talking about it that in that perspective for the most part, and that's what he got fined $50,000 for. Now, that's the team. I think I'm okay with that. I mean, I love Carson Hocevar, but I also think that if Ricky Stenhouse punches him in his face, especially after what happened in Mexico City, I think he deserves that too. I mean, I'm all for his aggressive driving, but when you're a lap down and you wreck a guy, even if it was an accident, unfortunately, you wrecked the guy that you dumped the week before. So in that aspect, you probably deserve a sock in the eye, maybe, you know what I mean? Or a dump, or he's definitely not going to respect you when you're racing around him. Now, back to the Mexico thing. That's the team owner. This guy drives for him. That guy's your boss. If he don't like what you said, and so I got to agree with that. You got to be careful what you say about places you're racing, or, it's unfortunate. I mean, I like to be able to say whatever I want, whenever I want for the most part, but I mean, you just kind of got to still be careful about what you say or how you say it. You could have said what you said and probably been better off. What did he say? It wasn't a nice place to live. You know what I mean? Or it was a dirty place to live. He probably would have been okay with that. They'd probably been okay with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think the way you say stuff makes a difference.
Well, they got that $50,000 fine, and this is what they've decided to do. They're going to give a part of it to the Mexican Red Cross. They're going to go for a nonprofit combating childhood, supporting early age development in rural communities. The United Way of Mexico will get a donation for housing. He has been put under mandatory sensitivity and awareness training. So we'll see what happens with this. I mean,
it seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. I mean, I'm okay with him finding him because he said something stupid, and that's, the boss. That's the boss saying, we don't like what you did as an employee. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay with that part. See, some of it seems a little extensive, but maybe that's what works, and maybe that's what needs to be done. I'm not going to judge that part of it. That's I'm not. I don't know enough about that kind of stuff, but I feel like if that's the way they got to do things, that's the way they got to do things. But he definitely deserves something because you just got to be careful.
Calling a place a crap hole, or what he used at that term is
yes.
Oh, that wasn't right. So, well, you talk about a sellout. Iowa Speedway has announced that the infield is sold out. The grandstands are sold out for the Iowa Corn 350, excuse me, powered by ethanol. So there we go. We're going to a short track. Sold out. Fontana, NASCAR, screw San Diego, fix Fontana.
I like
If you're
this.
not- Yeah. Fix Fontana. And don't take a race. No. Get rid of Road America. Get rid of the darn Circuits of America or whatever it is. It's enough. Chicago. Enough. Get it right there. Proof. Right there. Sold out. Okay.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. Sell tickets to your tracks or lose your races.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
it.
same thing with the TV stuff. Keep up with Prime, or we'll be watching them all on Prime.
Yeah. I could fix that TV deal in 2 days. Fix it in 2 days. If I had both parties sitting at the table, I could fix it in 2 days. And I could get a TV deal that would be best for the trucks, for the Xfinity, and for the Cup. 2 days. If they shut their mouths and open their ears, I could fix the TV problem for them. I could fix it in 2 days. And everybody would get to see racing. Everybody would get to see it. No matter where you live, no matter what kind of TV you have, you could see racing.
Even if you had an old box TV with an antenna?
Yeah, even if you had to stick an umbrella, even if you had to stick a wire hanger on top of it, you could still see it.
Man, I was afraid of what you were going to say when you said an umbrella. When you said even if you got to stick an umbrella, I was like, oh, be careful.
We got young listeners here, so I tend to watch myself.
I know. I was concerned.
But I mean, this is just like, I don't know. It'd be like taking Formula One and putting them in Daytona. No.
See, I would go see that. Oh no. I mean, that might not be. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I mean, if it was an exhibition type of thing, yeah. But don't take.
If they put F1 at Daytona, you think they'd run the circle or would they run the road course?
Well, shoot, if they took him to Daytona, I wouldn't want to see him on no road course. I want to see him on a circle. I want to see him fly.
Yeah, all right.
I want to see him fly. I mean, we will never get IndyCar racing back here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway due to the Dan Weldon incident.
I believe that they just said, oh, yeah, right. I believe that that was sad, huh? I believe that they either last weekend or this weekend coming up, somebody had mentioned it to me. I should have looked more into it. There was a SCCA race at Daytona. Either this past weekend or the weekend coming up. I don't remember when I talked to the person I was speaking with about it, but yeah, those are cool too, man. I wish I could run an enduro car on the road course at Daytona. Anybody?
Got some money? Got a car? You got a car?
I got a car.
Got a couple of viewers that wanted us to keep up with a little more IndyCar information, so I picked out a couple of things here. The movers from last week, and just to let you know, I know you don't really follow IndyCar that much, but
a little bit.
Kristen Rasmussen, driver of the number 21 ECR Splenda Chevrolet, he was not ranked last week. He moved into the top 10 position because of a good finish. Marcus Armstrong moved up one slot. He drives the number 66 Sirius XM Route Insurance Honda. He wasn't ranked last week. He moved into the 9 spot. David Malukas, number 4, the Clarence Technology Chevrolet. He was 8th. He stayed at the same spot. Team Penske's number 12, Will Power from Team Penske, the Chevrolet. 4th last week, scratch, dropped to 7th.
That's a drop.
Scott Dixon, here's the big move, buddy. Scott Dixon and his number 9 PNC Bank Chip Ganassi Racing Honda last week ranked 10th, up to 6th. Christian Lugard and his number 7 Arrow McLaren Chevrolet last week, he was ranked 5. He stays there. Here you go, Scratch. You're going to like this one. Driver of the number 14 Bamato Auto Group for AJ Point. Driver number 14 Santino Ferrucci. Number 7 last week, Scratch. He's moved into the top 5. He's currently number 4th, man. Way to go, San. And way to go to AJ Foyt and that team over there.
I agree.
I mean, that is just great. I am so happy. I get sick and tired. I mean, Penske, Ganassi, Rahal Letterman. But AJ Foyt is a pioneer in IndyCar racing. In fact, Scratch, when you come back out here, they've got a museum. It's down, I believe it's off of Decatur. It's either Decatur or Valley View, one of the two. The gentleman that owns this place is a metal fabricator. Like you bring a block of metal in and he can make something for you with the thing, right? Upstairs, he's got the USAC Midget and Quarter Midget Hall of Fame. And he has A.J. Foyt's 1962 quarter midget there.
Wow.
I
That's
mean,
neat.
yeah, that's what A.J. Foyt. I mean, a pioneer in the sport. I am so glad to see his team doing well. Patio Ward, number 5, Arrow McLaren Chevrolet, stayed third. It's where he said, big move. Kyle Kirkwood stayed even with his Siemens Honda. And, of course, Alex Below, Ganassi Racing. Ain't nobody beat him yet, buddy. I mean, there's a couple of guys that have won it, but they ain't getting close to the points on him. I mean, he's just tearing it up. There you go.
There you go. That's
anything else you'd like to talk about?
Nah, man, just reiterate that tomorrow is my inaugural High Banks on WSBB, where I'll be joined by you for our Racing Around the Country segment. That'll be in the later part of our show tomorrow. But 5 o'clock, WSBB 106.9 in New Smyrna. That's on your FM dial, 1230 on your AM dial. I'm looking forward to getting that show started, man. And you never know, man. If this all pans out, I might come out there and get the race.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome.
It'd be fun. I'd love that to happen. It doesn't matter if it doesn't. I'm okay, but I would love to.
Make sure your studio. Make sure we can get a record on that, because once we record it, you'll send it over, and you're on your administrator on our Facebook, so you can freely share that audio clip, and just throw maybe your logo in the background, and they can enjoy that show down there.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we're going to try to make sure we get that all done for you tomorrow and get it out so we can put it right here on Pit Road Racing and share it with our people as well.
Craig Bracken, our special guest. In fact, he's going to be racing ARCA this weekend, so we'll talk to him. He'll be our guest next Thursday at 3:30. Excellent. At top of the hour, 4 o'clock, we've got NHRA alcohol funny car driver Nancy Matter. Nancy was on the show a couple of years ago, so we want to catch up with her. I think she's got a big announcement to make. I think she might be popping up a dragster car, man. So we'll talk to her.
Nice.
And I'm really looking forward to this one, man. She is the Swedish bomb, man. 3:30 on July 3rd, Ida Zetterstorm, NHRA top fuel driver, working a little bit with Tony Stewart Racing. I'm telling you, man, she won 3 national championships over in the UK in top fuel.
Exciting.
So we're going to be talking to her.
Yeah, man.
And then we got some dirt racing going on. So that's what we got. We got dirt racers coming, man. We're going back.
If I don't get to come out there for the July 3rd, man, I don't race again until August, I think 8th or something like that. The beginning of August, one of the first 2 weeks in August. I don't race again. I need something. I'm about to start just driving my street car like a maniac. and it ain't no race car. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, you know what, man? Gene's on the way down here. Just keep up with the New Smyrna schedule. You guys hook up to. And Gene's been there, but he's never seen racing at New Smyrna Beach.
Oh, right on.
Take Gene on down there, man. Grab yourself a New Smyrna hot dog and now he drinks a Diet Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
You get him a Diet Coke and
they got some good boiled peanuts and I am a peanut connoisseur. I make some pretty good boiled peanuts myself, but they got some good boiled peanuts at New Smyrna Speedway.
Yeah. Good track. I've been there several times when I lived in Florida. It's a great track down there. Great racing down there. Always
I'm gonna have to go to the peanut guy at the track and tell him he owes me $12 for mentioning it on this show.
Tell him 24.
Hey, I just want some peanuts, man. That's it.
Send me $12.
just let me get a 32 ounce of peanuts and I'll be
32 ounce of peanuts. You got any comedy shows? You hosting anything this week?
Hey man, I every Tuesday I got that comedy auction I've been doing, man. That has been a blast. It is so much fun just to talk a little trash with people and auction awesome items, man. They've been doing that for years and years and years and years down there, and I have inherited it from my buddy. And this last Tuesday was my second time doing it by myself, and it's been great, man. It is so much fun. We do that at 7 o'clock at Peanuts down in New Smyrna and on Tuesdays, and man, a lot of fun, man. It's right up my wheelhouse, man. Just being able to play around with people and talk a little trash about the items and the people and have some fun, and they have fun back, and it's a great time.
Have you got the bid to bid to 5 to 5 to 5 to the 10 to 10 to $15, $20 bid? Have you got it down?
I do know. I can mumble real fast. Yes.
You know, I actually one time somebody asked me. I actually almost went to an auctioning school where they actually teach you to talk like that. You know, yeah, about a bid on a 5 and a 5 and a 10 to 10 to the 20.
Every once in a while, I just make some
random.
yeah. Sometimes I just make some random ass noises or cluck like a chicken. You know, just whatever I do.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah, whatever. I'm making it my own, Alan. Making it my own.
For those friends down in Daytona, New Smyrna Beach, Volusia County, and all around there, man, they got local racing this weekend in New Smyrna Beach.
Yeah.
Get yourself on down there, grab yourself a ticket, grab a hot dog, nice cold beer, whatever it might be, and enjoy your day and enjoy local racing. Like, again, Scratch, I think you'll agree with me, no matter where you are at this country, man, watching NASCAR is one thing, watching NHRA is one thing, watching the dirt races is one thing, but, man, you got to go to grassroots racing because that's where they all
There's nothing
start.
more fun than local stuff, man.
Yeah, there isn't. There's
There
nothing
isn't.
more fun.
Right.
I love it. Bull
Me
Ring
too.
will be out here. Bull Ring, unless you're racing. If you come out here and tell me you got a car, then I'll help you. I'll polish your windows for you. I can change a tire. I know how to do that.
Hit my windshield with a little Rain X. That's all I'm asking.
All right, I can do that.
All I'm asking.
If
I'll
not,
bring the Rain X. You ain't even got to bring your own Rain X. I'll bring it.
oh, I got a shop full of that stuff here. You ain't got to worry about all that. We got all kinds of stuff.
We'll slap Gene Woods all over that car and go to town.
Oh, he'll be down in Florida,
Yeah, well, whatever.
so you might miss him if you come up here. You'll miss him. Have to catch him the week back.
I won't miss him the whole time. I'm sure he'd find it out because he'll be here soon.
Yeah, in fact, he's probably just getting there about now. They took off yesterday. And when Gene gets in the car, he wants to ride, buddy. He wants to ride. So I hope he had a safe trip down there.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
I was just
I
trying to
like
think
that drive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
long, but I
love-
mean, I like it. It's nice and scenery. You can tell how it changes from one side of the country to the other when you drive, like how the landscape just completely changes. It's totally different all along the way.
I'll be doing the hosting duties at Gene Woods Racing Experience tomorrow. So I'll be there at 12 o'clock to 6. If you come on down in Las Vegas, come to Fremont Street, 450 Fremont Street in the Neonopolis Complex, right across Caddy Corner, 4th and Fremont. You'll see the Denny's. Just walk down the hallway right there. As soon as you get past Denny's, look to the left-hand side, and the go-kart track's right there. Come in, say, hey, man, we saw the show yesterday. Can you give us $5 off? You bet. I'll give you $5 off. Just mention On Pit Road Racing. Mention Alan Michaels. Mention Scratch with a K. Mention any of that, we'll give you $5 off. That's as easy as it is. So that's about it, man. We got great guests next week. Got a narco driver, an NHRA driver. Anything else you want to comment on? Racing in Pocono this weekend.
A junk driver,
Junk,
not drunk, junk.
junk,
Junk?
not drunk, junk.
Right.
Anything else you want to comment?
Man, no, I think this was a fun show for us today. Being we didn't have a guest and it was all on you and me the whole time, I felt like we did a great job.
I think so too. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and call for John right now. And we'll wrap this bad up. Here we go, my friends. Scratch with the K down at the Nutshot Studios, Daytona Beach, Florida. Alan Michaels here in Las Vegas. Show number 17 is in the bed for the 2025 season. Join us next week, 3 p.m. on the West Coast, 6 p.m. on the East. We'll have all your results. Nancy Matter, Craig Bracken, join us next week live, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.